Hello and welcome to another video about the Fender Tone Master Pro firmware release 1.4.71. In this release we have a new pedal called the Virtual Capo or Virtual Capo, depending on where you're from. And I'm going to show you how it sounds. And also compare it to the existing pitch shifter pedal, the Chromatic Pitch Shifter in particular, because I'm sure some people are thinking, what's the difference between the two pedals? So my signal path is my Sir S4 guitar. I'm using a 65 Princeton Reverb combo amp model. I have a condenser C414 mic, 3 inches off the cap edge, and I've just set the high cut filter to 12.6 kilohertz. And then I have the Virtual Capo pedal, which is currently set up at -2. I'm going to change the, oh sorry, no, it's set up to -1. So it will go down a semitone when I select that. And I have the Chromatic Pitch Shifter, and the pitch is set to -100 cents, which will do the same thing. I have the mix set to 100% so that you don't get the mixed or blended signal. I have the delay and feedback at 0, and the tone is at 100% to try and make it sound the same as the Virtual Capo. So without either pedal on, when I first got the Tone Master Pro, I tried using this as a drop tune replacement instead of the Digitech physical pedal, and I was getting a few issues with strange noises and it wasn't quite sounding right. I then tried using it as a harmonizer for my Super Colossal preset, Joe Satriani Super Colossal. Sounded fantastic for that. So I think it may be better as a harmonizer than it is as this Virtual Capo style pedal, which is why there were so many people asking, could you recreate the Digitech drop tune? So this is how the Chromatic Pitch Shifter sounds, using it in the same way as I would the Virtual Capo. So you can hear there's a few little warbles and strange noises in there, and that's just playing chords. So the equivalent, I'll switch over to the Virtual Capo. Switching back to the pitch shifter, I'll play some single notes and bends. Switching back over to the Virtual Capo. So I feel something straight away with the Chromatic Pitch Shifter. There's a bit of a lag, like, I don't know, maybe 100 milliseconds or something. It's enough to kind of throw you off and make you play differently. Virtual Capo is like pretty instant, like it just feels like you're playing normally. But the only thing is, and I'm sitting in a room, I'm not playing in a band situation, so my volume levels are quite low compared to in a live situation. It really throws you out having your guitar sound from the strings clashing with the sound from the speakers. So I can hear that -second interval between my guitar and the speaker. I'd have to crank it a lot louder to not notice it, but it's really off-putting. But if you're playing with headphones, you wouldn't notice it. If you're playing in a live situation, you wouldn't notice it. So here I've added the digital delay and the celestial reverb, but I've got the pitch shifted up an octave and then mixed to 50%, so you still hear some of the original signal. Now if I switch the mix to 100%, I just hear the octave above. And just to show you without, it would sound like this. I find this a really useful addition personally. Apart from the creative side of things, you can also just switch it down to a semitone below and play along to your favorite tracks like Van Halen and Stevie Ray Vaughan. The only thing you have to be aware of is that it uses a lot of DSP. So in my video, you haven't seen where it actually maxes out the DSP, but I'm going to show you now a problem that I found when I first tried to add it to one of my presets. So this is my Ain't Talking EVH preset. Now I created this for a preset video a while ago, so please go and check that out if you haven't already. But let's see what happens with this, which has a lot of effects already. Has a boost, phaser, flanger, the 5150 amp, which I know is quite intensive as well. Then two EVH cabinets, EQ3, EQ7, two tape echoes, and a large plate reverb. That's a lot going on there. So now when I go to add the Virtual Capo, it is grayed out, not going to happen. So you may come across this. The way that I could fix this, if I was to just say, let's use the SM57 cab, which is that one, and I was to delete the other cab. So now I've only got a single cab. I can now add the Virtual Capo. I hope you enjoyed this video overview of the new Virtual Capo in the Fender Tone Master Pro. Please check out my other videos looking at some of the other new features that have been released in firmware 1.4.71. Please like and subscribe so you get all the latest content from me on the Fender Tone Master Pro, tips, tricks, and also presets.